Satoshi era whales selling Bitcoin. Bitcoin struggling on the support line. The government is back open again. Labor data and CPI data lost forever, they say. All that and a little bit more here as we do a real quick update this morning. So you can see here, this is actually just from this year. There's several of these throughout the year that Satoshi era Bitcoin whales are selling in November 4th, actually. Look at that. There was one that cashed out over $1 billion after holding for 14 years. There's one last night, yesterday, that sold 12,000 Bitcoin after holding for 13 years. Does that mean the top is in, or simply that they don't like the fact that Wall Street is now so heavily involved? Or we'll see. We'll see how that shakes out. But that is obviously not a good omen. Also, I don't have the article up, but the government is reopened. They signed a budget deal, and of course, yesterday I'm sure everyone saw the press secretary. What was it? Not the press. I don't know what their title is. Anyways, they came out and they said the labor data is permanently damaged, and we'll never know the data because of the shutdown, which is laughable to me considering they got the CPI data out at the very beginning of the shutdown in a real hurry. So obviously that was just controlled manipulation of the market at that point. Anyways, Bitcoin sucks right now. Look at this. Okay, so we keep coming down to this exact level down here, right between 101, 100,000, and 101. We're having a real hard time breaking the 9 EMA. Look at how, notice how price never got completely away from it. Like it opened this candle right here on the 11th away from it, but it came immediately to it. And we just keep touching it. The longer we're touching that candle and not getting out of this double bottom scenario here, the worse this gets. Okay, right here we see this bottom. We have to get back up above $107,000 right now, or we're going to have a bad time. All right, this is really not good. This is not what I wanted to see, and this is why I closed a whole lot of positions even at a loss yesterday. I said, you know what, I can wait this out. I can always get back behind it when it shows strength, but I can't bring back money that's gone. So I started selling my positions quite dramatically yesterday. Now, yeah, they had the vote last night, and yeah, it came out positively, but the market did not react positively to the fact that the government reopened. The market is skeptical of this. The market does not trust this, obviously. All right, so look at this. We're currently below the 50-week moving average. If we close a candle under that and we do not immediately move up, like today's the day I wanted to see this thing move up. In fact, I might close all Bitcoin related stuff right now until we're back above the 50 moving average. If we do not get away from this thing quickly, we are looking at a huge drawdown. We're looking at minimum coming down to 96. Likely, though, probably closer to 70 before the pullback is over, which if you got in at the highs is a dramatic drop, okay? So yeah, as soon as we lose the 50, just like we did back here in 2021, December, yeah, it was a long way down. And in this situation, yeah, I don't think it's as far down as before. Like we might come down to like 75, maybe 68 on a really bad time. Like last time, where did we drop to? We dropped just below the previous high, the 2017 high. So if we went just below the 2021 high, we'd be looking at like $65,000, and that's where I would expect to see it bottom out. Probably higher than that though, but maybe not. We shall see. But if we lose this, we lose that orange line right there, which is currently at $103,131, which is above current price of Bitcoin. If we do not recover that very, very quickly, well, then we are looking at a collapse here. So not trying to spread the FUD, but pay attention. You have to watch that line. There are certain technicals that we have to watch, that we have to be aware of, because they are telling us what is happening. So currently, if we cannot pull out of this and do so quickly, we are going to be looking at a potential breakdown of the Bitcoin cycle, and it is honestly, unfortunately, over in that situation. It doesn't mean it can't come back out, but in that situation it is over, which means it's also over for Ethereum, which means it's also over for Solana and Doge and Sui, and also over for MicroStrategy and Bitmine and SBET and all that other stuff that we've been holding on to, CleanSpark and Mara and Iron and everything. It's bad for all. Look at BitGear. It's down 21% today. BitDeer down 21%. Why is it down 21%? I have no idea. Bitfarms 9% down because bad earnings. Did BitDeer also report earnings last night? They did, and it was bad. No, they did it 3 days ago, and they're just collapsing. Okay. Wow. So yeah, things are collapsing around us now. This is bad. Soluna is losing that 50-day moving average there. So Soluna probably going to come back down. In fact, I might be cutting a lot of Soluna here very, very soon. And then if it comes back, then I'll be getting back behind it. CleanSpark warrants still barely holding that 51-cent range. CleanSpark down under $13. This is not good. It's not good, guys. It's just not good. Everything like Mara fell below this support here. Fell below the support. Mara is below the support. That's why I sold all of my Mara yesterday. This could drop further or turn around and immediately go back up. But I can always get behind a rising star. I don't like holding falling knives for too long. All right. So we might be looking at the very end here. So we have to be open to that scenario. Does that mean it's happening? No. It could still rocket out of this thing, but it is not looking great at this time. All right. That's basically all I wanted to say. It's not looking great at this time. Today's a really bad day, even with the government reopening, which is surprising because that's supposed to be good news, but it was not. Everything is bad. Everything sucks today. Unfortunately, that's just the reality we live in at the moment. Let's see how SPY is handling this. SPY is down 0.5%, about 0.58%. Looks like it wants to touch the 9 EMA, maybe the 20 as well. This little clustering up here, I don't like that. That's going to look like very similar to what happened back here on October 29th before we saw a drive down to the 50. That could happen. That could happen unless unless there's some good news on the horizon. Currently, we don't have that. That's basically all there is to it. I'm not saying like this isn't meant to be like a super bearish video or anything, but be aware of what's going on. Pay attention, especially to that 50-week moving average in Bitcoin. Pay attention to what the SPY is doing. Pay attention to the fact that we're getting good news but not higher prices. That is important as well. So could this turn around in an instant? Yes, it could. Could absolutely turn around in an instant. But we got to deal with China. We didn't go up. We got a government reopening. We didn't go up. Something is wrong. Something is sick. Doesn't mean we won't get a Christmas rally here, but I do think we will. I don't think the pain is fully over before we get that shift in momentum at this time. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today. Of course, nothing I say is financial advice and not a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any asset whatsoever. You got to do your own research, come to your own conclusions because investing is risky and you could lose it all. So you got to take responsibility for your own risk, no matter where you're getting your information. Don't follow anyone blindly. Anyways, go ahead and smash that like button. Comment below what tickers you're making money on, what you're losing money on, what's making you happy, what's making you angry out there right now. Subscribe if you haven't done so already because we're going to go through all of this together and have a profitable day.